Praise be to Jesus. Hi everyone, Charles here with you. I want to just say quickly, I'd like to thank a woman by the name of Mabs who actually found a mistake in the video that I was asking for help with this morning. So thanks a lot for that. I took the video down. It doesn't really belong there. It doesn't belong in that, with that group of videos on that channel. So, she found it, and she said she thought she was correct, and I looked it up, and apparently this has to do with the tense of a noun. But anyway, so thanks a lot to her. So I took the video down. I'm not going to put it back up, and it's going to be used somewhere else. So now I feel confident that there aren't any mistakes in it. I feel like I just had an English teacher correct it. Okay, so let's see. There is beginning to come some news coming out of the Synod, and of course, let's see. It's 8, 9, 10. It's about 11 p.m. there. And the voting just got done with, it looks like. But to begin with here, we're going to start here. All right, now, Diane Montagna of LifeSite News posted this 4 hours ago. Translation problems in Synod 2018 final document vote. How can the Synod Fathers vote on a document they haven't had time to read in a language many of them do not know, Italian, with a new Pandora's box open through the insertion of controversial topics into the final text? So that's what she wrote then, and then she has a couple other tweets here. This one here is significant. Now, Edward Penton, a veteran Vatican reporter for National Catholic Register. This is from something Archbishop Chaput of Philadelphia said. Many bishops were frustrated by the lack of advanced translations for important issues they were expected to vote on. As one of the Synod Fathers argued, it's actually immoral to vote yes on significant issues if you can't even read and reflect on what the text says. And, the post I put up last night that I was so upset about was basically saying this. There aren't translators there, and that some of the significant information or text from the Synod was only in Italian, and they didn't know how to read Italian. They didn't particularly understand Italian. I mean, it's just amazing that they wouldn't have translators there. So then Diane again, now she's 1 hour ago, Pope Francis closes the Synod, and Pope Francis is making comments about the great accuser again. So that's that. We'll probably hear more about that in some, later today or maybe tomorrow. Somebody will reflect on that. And then 4 hours ago, Edward wrote, sudden translation problems. Too short a time to read the final document in Italian. Substantial differences between the draft and final document that expand controversial topics. Some of the comments I'm hearing from inside the Synod Hall at NC Register. All right, and there's one other comment here. Excuse me. All right, well, here's the bottom line. Edward writes 45 minutes ago, all final doc paragraphs passed by 2/3 majority, including those on synodality. Synodality, yeah, I think I got that right. And number 150, calling for an in-depth anthropological, theological, and pastoral elaboration of sexuality. It also uses term sexual orientation. The paragraph received most votes against, says 65. But then that's not even, I mean, it passed by 2/3, so, for those of you that didn't read the post last night, I thought the last little paragraph I read to the article, and this is something Bishop Robert Barron of Los Angeles said, I don't know, sometime in the past, in the past year or two. He said, you don't call these things together talking about a synod unless you pretty much, know what the outcome's going to be. So it seems, I guess it's more of like a rubber stamp thing, especially now since the Pope got to put a lot of people, he got to stack the deck and, a whole series of things there. We don't need to get into that. All right, well, so this document has passed, although it seems like there's been some changes from where it might have been yesterday, like the draft, so that maybe there's been some changes. So, well, I'll keep an eye open for, the first articles that come out about this. People are going to need time to read through this and evaluate it, and so, it might be, some number of hours, or it might not be till tomorrow or whatever. All right, then, other than that, I could tell you one other little piece of news for what it's worth, and that's the Pope has told Cardinal Kupich to have a retreat for all the U.S. bishops, amounting, it says 300, beginning on January the 2nd through the 8th at Mundelein Seminary, which is the main seminary for the Archdiocese of Chicago. So it's a retreat. It's, I don't think we're going to really hear much about it, unless the Pope does something really bizarre, like call the retreat a synod, and then give them the power to create magisterium and change Catholic teaching. I mean, that seems pretty far-fetched. I would just being a wise guy there saying something like that. But you never, these days particularly, you never know what's going to happen from minute to minute. So that's the way it is. All right, then, enjoy your Saturday evening, or perhaps some of you on the other side of the world in Australia. It'd be Sunday morning there for sure. The sun would be coming up. Okay, well, there's a prayer coming up, so if you care to pray. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.